almost forgot. Okay. Yes. Audible to everyone. Uh, please put your videos on. So we look at perspectives. There have been many ambassadors. Not just the ones which we know, but even in our surrounding. One of them, Buddha. Moment we talk about peace, about someone who has really devoted his life towards peace, first name that comes to your mind or my mind would be Gautam Buddha, isn't it? He is supposed to be someone who has actually devoted his life towards peace, and for doing that, he went to various corners of the world, various places. He traveled a lot. Let us look at some of the details about him, what are being provided to us. Actually, the name of Gautam Buddha, Royal Buddha, was actually Siddhartha. Okay, and he belonged to the Sakya tribe of Nepal. He was born in 566 BC in Lu, and at the age of 80 he died. He is supposed to be the founder of Buddhism. He is a man of peace and also known as Light of Asia. Buddhism never existed prior to Gautam Buddha. It was only after him that Buddhism existed. And after him, people were inspired by Gautam Buddha and his teachings. And many of them, they took up Buddhism. Okay, so previously many of them were there who would have been practicing some other religion, but after they came across Gautam Buddha and they saw what his teachings was, okay, and they believed that what he was telling was correct, and they started following him. This is they got converted to this thing Buddhist. Today also, if you go down to central India, in many parts of our country, even to eastern part of our country and all, you'll find there are many people who are followers of Buddhism. There are many Buddhist people out there. Now we are going to pay attention at focus more on some of his life highlights. Now it is believed Gautam Buddha left his royalty to become a monk at the age of 29. Prior to that, he was living a royal life, but there came few incidences in his life which forced him to change his perspective towards the surrounding, towards the people. He decided to sit under the Bodhi tree until he found the true wisdom he had been searching for. You must have seen, see, there are many people, who would sit around, especially people who do this meditations and all. They would sit around at a particular place and, they will try to meditate, think about particular things, trying to bring around peace. And especially this meditation can be conducted at a particular place where there is peace, silence, isn't it? He began to recruit monks when he had about 60. So you can imagine, at the age of 45, he had almost 60 monks who were his actually followers, who had decided to follow him and devote their life towards Buddhism or to. He spent the next 35 years of his traveling around and preaching ideas and beliefs. See, this is one of the reasons why Buddhism is spread throughout Asia, to various corners of Asia. Many people in Asia know about Buddhism or are practicing today Buddhism. This is one of the reasons. Because Gautam Buddha went to the various places. He spread his teachings there, and people got inspired and they start practicing. During his time traveling, he performed many miracles and converted many family members. So this has always been there, uh, such people, who have been actually who have inspired people surrounding, have given them some example, some such examples which are like miraculous. as far as a common man is concerned. And they are so much inspired by such teachings that later on convert themselves into whatever religion they are following. Okay, and they become his or her followers. It is believed that at the age of 80, Gautam Buddha died due to sickness. So if you count, from 35 to 40, so you can imagine, almost maybe in the last days also when he died, at that time also he was actually moving around throughout the world, spreading the knowledge. Okay. Now, there are few things what Gautam Buddha, experienced or he observed while he spread around the knowledge. He came to know that there were various truths about life. One of them is like, a suffering. Everyone suffers from things. Now, thinking, see, generally we have this perspective, or, we think like that I am the only one who suffers a lot. I'm facing this problem, I'm facing that problem. But in reality, it's not like that. In reality, the fact is this that everyone suffers, everyone has problems. Okay, it's not just confined to you or me alone. It is for everyone. Everyone faces these problems. Other thing about birth, when we are born, we cry. That everyone who was born has cried. Okay. Next is about sickness. Yes, when people are sick, you become miserable. You do see there are few things like when you're sick, you can just hope, you can just expect that okay, everything will be fine. You cannot do much about it. You're miserable at those stages. Then we talk about old age. When old, we will have ache and pains and find it hard to get around. See, in the right now, when kids are young, people are young, they can move around, do whatever things that they want. But in olden age, there are times when you have to be at one particular place only. You cannot just move around here and there because of various aches, various pains. Okay. And the last thing is about death. All those people who are born, none of us wants to die. Okay. No one wants to die. Live for eternity. And other guys, we feel sad. We feel, sorrow when we see someone dying or when someone has died. We feel sorry. We feel sad. These are few of the truths what Gautam Buddha is experience and is telling. Okay, there are few quotes which he has put down. It has lots of meaning. First one is the greatest prayer is patience. Across various problems, it's not that we will get the answer immediately. It will take time. We shouldn't lose hope. We should have patience. Have patience. Everything will be fine. On the other hand, there is one more quote that is happiness never decreases by being shared. So when you have okay, yeah. So you have something to share. When you are happy, because of which you are happy, share it with people. It increases, it doesn't decrease. It increases by sharing, it doesn't decrease. So this is what should be done. Now, in the present day, we have few people who are really working hard for peace and harmony. One of them is Anuradha Koirala. Okay, she is from Nepal. I'm going to share few of her achievements or what she has been doing. Okay, now she was born on 14th April 1949 in Nepal. Anuradha Koirala is a Nepalese social activist. Okay, she is a social activist who is working for the people in the surrounding. She is also the founder of Shanti Nepal, a non-profit organization in Nepal. She has won the title of CNN Hero in 2010. So you can imagine she has won this award of a CNN hero. So or her works are actually appreciated throughout the world also. She's also won the award for the best social entrepreneur in 2006. That means she has, she is working in some way that the people who are homeless are provided job, provided home, provided house. Now, the previously I told you people the organization, the non-profit organization which she has started, that is Mighty Nepal, that is actually Mother's Home. So it is actually a home for the people who are homeless. All those people who are homeless, this is a home for them. Okay. It was established in 1993 and it is a non-profit organization. That means she has not started the organization assuming that she will earn something from it. She knows she's not going to get help and nothing. She's not assuming that she'll be getting help also. Okay. Or she'll be earning something from that. She has dedicated, this is actually dedicated for helping, victims of sex trafficking. So all those people who are actually victims of sex trafficking, trying to help those people, getting them back to their houses, back to their, okay. Then on the other hand, she also operates a rehabilitation uh, Kathmandu. There are many people who are actually homeless because of various reasons. Okay, so all those people who are homeless, he has a big place where people are kept, provided food, people are taken care of. The first chief of province number 3 in Nepal. Those provinces, she is the first actually chief of that particular province. And you can see, she's been working, she's been surrounded so many kids, so many women out here. So she is trying to help everyone in whatever way she can. Few of our objectives are being put down out here. To conduct awareness programs, yes, she conducts awareness programs. Then she provides shelter support. Homeless, for them, she provides shelter support that shelter to them. She provides them food. She provides them small work also. She provides counseling support and life skills. So those who require counseling, she provides them. Make sure that those people are provided counseling, and she also provides life skills which will help those people. Now her vision is been put out here. Her vision is a society of sexual and other forms of exploitation of children and women. So she is expecting that the society should be free of exploitations. And her mission is actually to rescue trafficked children and women. All the children and women who are being trafficked. See, the part of world we stay in or the part of country where we stay in, we are quite safe. We do not experience such things. But when you go to other parts of the city of the world, you will find that there is lots of human trafficking which is taking place. So she is trying to help those people come back to their, houses, come back to their loved ones. So this is her mission. Okay. So this is what we have spoken about. Correct. I hope everyone has actually acquired some of some of the other sort of knowledge from what I have said. Yes. Now, to extent, see, uh, how do you think you would, implement peace in your surrounding or with your neighbors or with your friends? How are you going to do that? Yes. Anyone? See, speak up. It's okay, no issues. Whatever your views are, express your views. Yes, Devam.
Good morning, students. Namaste. I am Jigar, sir.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
You have seen a PPT from the country Nepal, and you have learned the subject peace and harmony. We have done a video on that, and we have researched so many people about peace and
Your
harmony.
voice is cracking.
Am I audible?
Is cracking.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. Students, I am saying that you have learned about different ambassadors of peace and harmony previously, and today you have learned about two ambassadors from the other country, Nepal. So Devesh sir is trying to say that what you have learned, what you will do to maintain peace and harmony in your surroundings, because we have to learn about, first we have to act local and then we have to go global. That is what you have learned. Am I correct in that project?
Yes, sir, definitely.
So I want your views after seeing a condition from the different country. I want your views what and how we can do that, and what is your learning? What is your takeaway? What is your conclusion?
Yes, anyone? Bianca? Diva?
Yes, uh, this this presentation mainly made me understand that what is basically peace and harmony. And so, yes, sir. This presentation basically made me understand that what is peace and harmony, and we can also spread peace and harmony by connecting to our friends, family members, our neighbors in our society and in the surrounding. And we should not support the people which are against peace and harmony, and also preach them about how can we spread peace and harmony, and how can we be good with others and be together in our family and friends.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you.
I request the who is going to speak, or whomever is going to speak, just please just put on your videos. Okay.
Sir, may I speak?
Yes, beta. The PPT you have belongs to which country? Do you know that? Sarthaki, you also mentioned that.
Sir, sorry, I didn't get you.
Actually, what sir is saying is, the PPT was from which country? We need to mention that also. You just mentioned that this PPT was from this particular country, and this is what we understood from it. Okay? Yes,
Sir,
sir.
the country, actually, I don't know about the country, but from the PPT, I got to understand and learn that we should always stand for others when they need help. Even we don't know them, we should stand up for them and help them.
Very good, Sarthaki. But can anyone tell me this PPT shared by Divesh sir? It belongs to which country? I think it is already shared. And
Can
if
I,
you have very observant, you can make out. Yes, Devam.
can I say
Yes,
Nepal?
Bodhaditya.
Nepal.
Nepal. Sarthaki, it is from Nepal. So you have to be very observant also. Huh? Sometimes we miss important information. So we have to very observant. It happens because we are connecting virtually. So sometimes sound, sometimes network. We are not able to get the proper information, but we have to very observant and very vigilant when we are seeing anything, whatever comes across us. Devam, you want to say something?
Yes, sir. Sir, this PPT actually made me understand that what is the first of all what is the need for peace in this growing world. and every country is just thinking about themselves, but they are not thinking about the other country on whom they are going to attack a terrorist attack. We can see in the Doklam as well as Ladakh in the present situation. The most need of peace is in that those kind of areas, and this PPT makes us understand that what is the need of peace in this growing world.
So according to you, Devam, what is the need of peace in the current scenario? How can we increase or maintain the peace or generate peace?
We can first of all the peace can be generated only if there is an understanding between two countries or two persons. So first of all, the understanding is to be made between the countries which are in fight. Then
True.
the yes sir.
Continue.
Yes sir. First of all, the understanding is required, and if that understanding goes successfully, then we can talk for further. Means the countries can go further. Because the peace is the most necessary, because we do not want to see the world war again. We saw the situation of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in the Second World War, where United States had just destroyed those two cities of Japan. So we do not want to see that situation again. So this is very necessary point of the world, that peace should not be kept aside. It should be in practice regularly, according to me.
Thank you, Devam. Buddhaditya, you want to say something?
No, sir.
Okay. So Devam has given one more point of view, that peace is very important and we have to practice first a mutual understanding and then we can prevail the peace. Now this is a local scenario. What about the global scenario? How can we maintain peace globally? We have already you have studied World War One and World War Two, and Devam rightly pointed out that right now there are so many countries which are in the tension situation of war. So in current scenario, what is the importance of peace and harmony globally? Locally is very important, but the globally is also, we have to do something so we can have a peace and harmony, so we live safely. What is your point of view, students? You have seen one PPT, watch one PPT also, so you can easily connect both the things, the ambassadors which you have studied and the ambassador which you have shown from the country Nepal.
Yes, Tanishka, you wanted to answer something, Tanishka?
Sir, I wanted to say what I learned from the PPT.
Can I say?
So can I say?
Yeah, speak up.
So from the PPT, I learned that think before you speak. Like if you want to spread peace and harmony, before speaking, you should think that what will be the response to your words, and
Tanishka,
if
put your
you
video on, Tanishka. Tanishka, just put your video on. Okay, whoever speaks, please put your video on. Okay, thank you.
when you speak to someone, you should first think that what will be the response to your words, and you should be free to tell that what is inside you, what do you feel about the one person or someone.
Okay. Yeah, Bianca, you wanted to share something?
Yes, sir. That we can spread harmony. We can spread peace and harmony globally also because as we are small kids, but we can at least support the rally people and also explain the slum areas through the boards and the posters made.
Okay, then, but I wanted to know what is your view, how can we implement peace and harmony throughout the world? See, you all give good idea that, how we can, do that in our surrounding with our family and all those people out there. Okay. But what about those people who are far away? How can we make sure that, even they are,
Sir,
yep, yeah, sure.
yes, sir, I'm connecting on my another device. Can I?
Yes, Manya, you can.
Yes, yes, sure, sure. Globally, how are we going to implement peace and harmony? What necessary steps we can take? Yes.
Can I say?
Yeah, speak up.
Sir, by doing extension education, like
Yes,
we can
Priyanka,
open
continue.
a small, sir, like we can open a small branch and then extend it over different parts of the countries, and then we can spread education and the how can we spread peace and harmony amongst people and other and globally also.
Okay, Bianca. So your point is spreading an education maybe help this world to maintain peace and harmony. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, one more important point I wanted to highlight is we can spread peace throughout the world by just taking one step, that is maintaining the equality between the man and woman.
Okay, but that is a gender issue, and we are talking about the peace and harmony. I understand what you are trying to say, but that is a two different gender is equal, and we have to bring them on a common level. Correct? Devam, you are trying to say that. But Devas's question or my question is, how can we as a human being maintain the peace and harmony through the globe so to become a happier place to live? Because we are also, Devam already said that we are on the war situation with China, sometime with Pakistan, or some with another countries. And also there are so many Gulf countries or in the war situation with Russia or America or some other country. So war is constantly going on, and there are so many people that whom I can say the ambassador of peace is trying to maintain the harmony and peace situation to for the humankind, for the mankind. So as a common person, how can we globally contribute, or how the global issues can be solved out with the help of peace and harmony? That is what we are trying to learn from, and we are discussing. So you have gone through the different peace ambassador previously. You have seen a PPT from a country, Nepal. So you can easily connect that points, and can anyone share in that point of view?
Please, children, take the initiative. Come on, someone try, take the initiative. Express your views. It's okay. Dhruvi, Mahi. Yes. Others, Vishwam.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, express your views. It's okay, no issues. Come on.
Sir, I didn't get you.
See, as an individual, we can see that there is lots of war-like condition, situation throughout the world between so many countries. So, as an individual, how, what should be done so that we can have peace. We do not face this type of this war-like conditions. People are insecure. I told you
Sir,
that people are insecure. Yes, Vishwam.
sir, they need to do what the people say. If the people will be satisfied, then there will be no wars.
And if I ask you that, okay, give your view, in what way can you, sort out problems, this in countries and all? What would you say? See, having relations, don't you think if we can have some sort of, trade like relations and all that culture, this thing, mixing up of different countries and all coming together would help. Correct? We have an example. If you talk about European countries, just see this is an example. The First World War, the Second World War was fought between the European countries. And right now, see, they have overcome from it. See the scenario right now. They have formed a European Union. They can freely, share, they can freely trade, move around freely. So these are the things what they have come, correct? So in firstly, I should say that the political there should be an international political. That means all the this thing politicians and all of different countries, they should have understanding between the neighboring country. A mutual understanding should be there. Mutual trust should be there. Nowadays, it is more of like an arms race which is going. So if a country is starting off with something, the other country feels insecure and tries to, set up another things against it. If one country is making few weapons, the other country tries to do the same thing. That means there is a lack of mutual understanding, mutual trust. So we have to make sure that something like that is implemented, is developed. Mutual understanding, mutual trust should be there. Apart from that, see, there are people in the surrounding, if you look at the world, you can see there are so many people having different views from which perspective I'm telling you. They are having different culture. Their culture is different. So automatically, the way they try to express or they try to perform their rituals and all those things and all. If they that mix up, they try to express it to even other people, show them how it is performed and everything. Definitely, people are going to learn from it. This will also result. So this can result into more amount of friendship, enhance a friendship between these countries, between these cultures, irrespective of what has been in the past. See, there have been so many wars which have been fought between Christians and Muslims and all those wars. Correct? Crusades were there, but still keeping all those things apart. If they think about, thinking what is good about the opponents, culture, about other people, this would enhance the, the friendship which is there between them. See, other thing what can be done is, there are some things which are, for the whole world. Some, so coming together, sitting, thinking on that, finding common remedies for that. This is one of the ways what can be done. Yes or no? If there is some ecological problem or something like that, all the countries should think together. These countries can come together, talk on that. This can be done. I'll give one more example to you people. To implement harmony, peace and harmony at various countries, this is being actually carried out. Our language, Hindi, which is basically spoken by the Indians in our country, is being taught in other countries as well as one of a foreign language. In this way, they are trying to learn Hindi, trying to read, various books which are in Hindi, our culture. And the same thing is carried out in our country. You have so many other languages which are taught in our country, like French, Spanish, German. These languages are taught in our country. So this is one of the ways. Speak up in the chat, I would appreciate if people speak up. I know people are writing in the chat. If anyone could speak up, it would be better.
Can I say something?
Yes, speak up, dear.
So, sir, I think we can also do and solve the consequences between of the people by like a minister of a country can appoint some people, and he can send them to the all the provinces of a country and tell them to study the problems of that, at least the basic problems, not the individual problems, and can work upon it.
This is a country. Okay. What if we want to carry, if we want world peace? What can we do there? If we want world peace,
Sir, but each country would carry out the same, the world consequences would also be better.
okay, fine. Children, what do you feel about scientific and technological researches? Say, for example, right now we are facing this problem, this pandemic of coronavirus. So, what do you feel? Countries coming together and carrying out their researches together rather than doing it individually. If they carry out together, because the outcome of is not just going to help one country, but going to help the whole mankind. Today, you can observe, uh, so many people, lakhs and lakhs of people throughout the world are suffering from it, and many are even dying. So, at this scenario, at this stage, if countries come up together, if they carry out their researches together, scientific researches together, because it is going to be for the beneficial of mankind, of human beings. It is not just confined to a particular country, but it is for everyone in the surrounding, throughout the world. It will be helpful for people. Trade, I guess, is one of the best ways which the culture, can mix up the views, our things with other people, our people, their particular place for carrying out trade. So, you know, irrespective of this country is rich, this country is poor, not just only we should carry out only trade with the countries which are rich because only that is going to help us. Not thinking about those things, but trying to carry out like what when all the countries when they require when they required medication, whoever turned towards us seeking help from us because in the initial stage few medicines which were present in our country or which were produced by our country were helpful. So when they turned on us, when they started speaking to us, we did help them. Yes. Other kids? Jalshri, Turkey. Okay, dear. Fine. Hello, Jigar sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Another pick is required. Should I ask them to put the videos on?
No, sir. Done.
Okay, sir. Fine, fine. So, sir,
Uh,
shall I ask them to leave? Shall we end the meeting?
yes.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, bye everyone.
Sir, bye, sir.
Bye everyone, and thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Nivesh, sir.
No issues, sir. Welcome, sir.